Hello everybody and welcome to Strawbs Crochet Corner. This is episode number 8. It is the first day of August and I am Strawbs, aka Anne, or as my friends and family call me, Anne. So this is mainly a crochet podcast. But there are other crafts occasionally in as well, like sewing, knitting and embroidery, for example. And I have been doing this podcast for a few months now, but I've been doing it in Finnish. I found these knitting podcasts through the Finnish knitting podcast group, so to say. So I started to do mine in Finnish as well, but now I'm thinking that maybe some crafty friends here in Australia, where I'm coming to you, would like to watch my podcast as well. And yeah, maybe there are other crocheters around the world that would like to watch this and see if they can get ideas. So yes, from now on I will be doing this in English. And I have also changed the podcast name now to an English version, so Strawbs Crochet Corner from now on. So my name is Anne. I am from Finland, but nowadays living in Western Australia, in the southwestern corner of Western Australia. Almost 10 years soon in Australia, so yeah, this is my home now. I live here with my husband and our two sons, who usually they act as little assistants to me, but today is a Tuesday, so my eldest is in kindy and the younger one is in daycare, so it's my day off. So yeah, it will be a kid-friendly episode, this one. But let's see, what we're going to do today is I will show you my finished objects and my works in progress. And this time I've got something exciting. There is a cow coming. So at the end of the podcast, I will tell you about the cow and all the specs for it. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited about that. But let's start with my, let's start with my tea. It's a very nice day today in Beachalong, where I am. It has been really horrible and rainy and cold and stormy for the last 2 to 3 weeks, but today is actually a nice day. There is still cloud about, but it's nice and sunny. Of course, the night was quite cold because yeah, the sky was clear. So when I left this morning at 8 a.m, the car thermometer showed 6 degrees Celsius, so it was cold. But yeah, I think the rains are coming back tomorrow again, so yeah, that is not nice. I wonder why I started saying that. Oh, yes, because my tea. Yes, but because the houses are built like they are here in Australia, it's not really a long winter. So yeah, the insulation is not very good. So I still need my huge big bowl of tea to keep my fingers warm. And I actually turn the aircon off because it makes noise, so it will bother us if I keep that heating up, but I'll be fine. Let's go with the FOs now. This episode is going to be quite a weird one because I don't have any crocheted FOs to show you. but I have some sewing to show you. And I've been watching these other podcasts and the project bags that that people use, and I've always used the zipper pouches, but some people say that they're not so comfortable to use because the yarn might get snagged inside the zipper. So I decided that, okay, I'll try and make a couple of drawstring bags. And this is the first one. I've been looking at this fabric in Spotlight for a long time. I think it is so pretty. And then a while back there was a remnant piece, a little piece, maybe 40 centimeters or something, and I snapped it up for a couple of dollars, so it didn't cost anything. It's a little bit thicker than the normal quilting cotton, so I tested this out. I lined it with just normal cotton, quilting cotton, and I tested out without any interfacing in it. So this is just the fabric, but it works well. So this is the first one I made, and it's got room nicely for. It's got 3 balls this size, 100 gram fingering weight balls, and a project, and there's still room in it, so it works well. So that was my first one, and I really like it. Then I decided to make another one out of fabric that I've had in my stash for a long time. I just love the fabrics, but I haven't found a use for them yet, so this was the first project I made out of them. And these bags are reversible. So these are both just normal quilting cotton, quite thin, and I put like a wadding, quilting wadding inside it. So no interfacing, but just a sew-on wadding. So this is the outside of this one. And when we turn it around, these are so much fun and so colourful. I love both of these fabrics so much. Sugar Skulls. And yeah, this one stands up. It stands up on its own because of the wadding. But that was the second one I made. And let's put that back. And then I found little scraps of fabric. I think I had cut it previously for a pocket or something like that. Decided to make just a little notions pouch. This was all that was left. So yeah, I made this. We'll have to see what I'll do with this. And then I tried a pattern that I bought quite a long time ago. I can't even remember when. But when I was sewing more, and it's quite a nice, it's like a storage tote. It's quite big. Let's see if I can show it to you. Yeah, so it's got a boxy bottom, so it stands up nicely. It's got a big pocket in here. You can carry it around, and I've now got 4 skeins, 100 gram skeins here, and 2 little balls, and there's plenty of more. This probably holds at least 10 skeins with no problem. And it is actually reversible. So on the other side I've got this beautiful chandelier fabric. And yeah, another pocket similar to this one. And yeah, I interfaced both fabrics with I think it was medium weight interfacing. I don't know. I haven't got them labeled, but my stash interfacing. But I think it's about medium weight. So that's what I've done lately. And these are the normal project bags that I use myself. So I've had a look at the instructions for an open wide zipper pouch from Noodlehead, and that's what I've used to as instructions to sew these. But these are great because they've got the boxy button and they open so wide, and you can fold them down into these nice little baskets and everything. So yes, that's my FOs. And then I think we can move on. Let's oh, actually I need to I forgot in the last episode, I forgot to show you one finished object because I didn't have it anymore. I had gifted it onwards already. So I had made this scrap granny square blanket to a friend, or for a friend. And yes, as I said, I don't have it anymore, but I took some photos and I will put the photos in here so you can have a look how it turned out. So it's only a small lap blanket size thing. And the colours were inspired by Bridgetown here down south. The misty mornings and rain and rainbows and forest and bushfires and all that sort of thing. So I'll put some photos here so you can see that one as well. Okay, I think we can now move on to my works in progress. And I will only show you the ones that are active because I've got so many whips that it's not funny, but I'll show you the active ones. And well, actually I'll show you the Nuts About Squares blanket first. I haven't done anything with it after the last episode, but I thought that okay, if I get some more viewers now, because I'm doing this in English, that maybe I'll show it because I don't have that many crochet projects on the go at the moment. So these are all the squares that I've done so far. I counted, there were 23 of them, and I'll quickly go through them, just show them. There's 3 squares like this, a bit different colors. That was the first week. And this must have been second week, 3 again. So this was a crochet along. It's now finished, but yeah, as you can see, my blanket's not ready yet. This is, oops, drop them, 2 seconds. Yeah, so this is going to be a Christmas present to a lovely, lovely family that we know. So I'm not too stressed, but I would like to get this out of the way. So that I can start other projects with good conscience. Okay, so there's, I don't know about the weeks, which squares were from which week, but anyway, you can see them. I love almost all of these squares, and I learned so much. I've been crocheting for a long time, on and off, and yeah, maybe the last, what would I say, couple of years, really actively, like obsessively. But yeah, I learned so much because I haven't participated in a cow before, and I've just kind of done things that I'm always been used to doing, but now I learned so much more, and there was so much like overlay or crocheting to previous rows below and everything, that yeah, it was really interesting. I really enjoyed it. It hasn't been a project that I can do watching the TV, because yeah, you have to pay quite a bit of attention to what you're doing, because you have to count, and yeah, you have to look at what you're doing. But yeah, I have enjoyed it. So that's all the squares that I have ready, and then there's one more, this one, and I've got 2 more of those last ones here that I'm working on. Maybe I should start cracking on these tonight. Oh, sorry, wrong way around. So there's 2 more coming. And how I've been working with these is I've been, because on most weeks it's 1 square, like 1 pattern, and you have to make 3 squares with that pattern. So I've usually made 1, so that I get an idea how the pattern works and how to do it. And then I've started the other 2 at the same time, and I make 1 or 2 rounds for each square, and yeah, so that they grow together. Then it's easier because you remember the previous row that you've just done, so you can do it into the other square as well, and I feel like it goes quicker. But 23 I've got ready squares, and I think it's 35 squares. So I've got another 12 to go. I've got 2 on the hook, so 10 more new ones, and then joining them and the edging. The edging is quite, it looks quite complicated as well, so there's lots of colors and a lot of pattern to it, but it looks beautiful. I've seen all these ready-made blankets online, and oh my god, they are beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to finishing that off. Then another whip still lives in this tiny little pouch, which has not been made as a project pouch, but it suits this project at the moment really, really well. And this is my project that I carry with me everywhere I go, so it lives in my handbag. And I work on it in the car if I'm not driving, if I'm in a cafe, or if I have to sit and wait somewhere, like in the library today. So I just take this and knit a few rows. So this is a knitting project. I got inspired by the Finnish girls whose podcasts I've been watching, and seems like everybody, especially I think the pattern is only in Finnish. That's my assumption anyway, because this is a pattern from a book. It's called Kappa Shaw, K-A-P-P-A, and it is just a simple tube scarf made out of lace weight yarn, 4 50-gram balls of lace weight yarn, and just in stockinette stitch, and I think this is going to be 2 meters long once it's finished. So it's going to be a nice scarf that you can wear as a tube scarf, or you can pull it down your shoulders and your arms to wear as a like a capelet, poncho, that type of thing. Or you can just use it as a scarf and wrap it around your neck like a scarf. So yeah, this is an awesome mindless project, and this has actually gotten me used to the knitting needles in my hands as well, again, which is nice. I'm making this out of, oh, where's my, where's my label gone? Oh, we'll take it from here. So I'm making it out of Malabrigo lace, which is 100% baby merino wool. And this beautiful green color, which is not my color at all, but I just fell in love with this, with the other colors I have for this in the shop, and I had to get it. So this one is number 37 lettuce. The other colors that I've got, excuse me, let's put the label back so I don't lose that again as well. So this is the lettuce. I've used a bit over half of this already. And then the next color is this light gray coal. It's number 36, color called Pearl. So I'm thinking this will be the next color. Then I've got colorway 69 called Pearl 10, which is this beautiful, beautiful gray, dark gray. So there we go. And the last one, this is so beautiful. It's number 72, Apricot. So that is how my kappa shawl is going to look like. I have got no idea how long it's going to take me to knit this thing, and well, I don't really care because it's not going to be ready this winter, no way. So maybe for next autumn or winter it might be ready, but I don't want to take any pressure in that one. I'll just enjoy the mindlessness of it, and yeah, I'll just knit it as I go. But yeah, it's beautiful, it's soft and it's light, and it's just awesome. And the needles that I'm using are Addy lace needles, 3mm 60 centimeter circulars, and these are great needles. I like working with them, have no complaints whatsoever. Not that I've got so much experience in the fancier or finer knitting needles, but yeah, these ones work well. And one more. This one I also showed you in the last episode, so apologies for the Finns who are watching, and this is almost like a repeat of everything, but I have managed to make a bit more progress on this one. So this is a Hotel of Bees shawl. Oh, got everything tangled up here, excuse me. There we go. So in this project bag, and look how beautiful it color coordinates with it. But yeah, this is the Hotel of Bees shawl. I've made one already and I love it. I love the pattern even before I had made it. I think it's so beautiful, and this I was so envious of all the beautiful knitted shawls that the knitters are making and showing off in their knitting podcasts, and I felt like all the crochet shawls were so simple and just holy, and yeah, there wasn't enough interest in the ones that I had seen. But then I saw the Hotel of Bees shawl, and actually I should probably show you a photo of it so you know what I'm talking about. Let me just quickly bring out Hotel of Bees. I'll just show a photo on Instagram to the people who don't know what I'm talking about. So this is, I watch her podcast, Lottie and Albert. I think she's awesome. I love watching her. But yeah, that's the shawl. So it's got lots of different sections. And this is how far I've come with the second one. So I've got the first wings pattern ready, and then this is ready as well, the first open honeycomb pattern. I'm thinking this will open up really nicely once blocked, but I'm not very good at blocking, and I haven't blocked any of my shawls that I've made recently. I just haven't done it before. I don't have a routine for it. I don't have the equipment for it yet, so it's just been left. But yeah, I'll get to it eventually. So yeah, the first honeycomb pattern is ready, and I have started just a little bit of the next pattern, which will be the little bees. And I'm planning, like in this one, you see, I made mine as well, like this, the first one, that there was one color in there, then like a white one there, and then a third color at the very end. But when I'm wearing it, actually, let me go and get it so I can explain to you better when I'm wearing it. Just 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back with my Hotel of Bees. So this is the one that I made first. It's made out of just generic patons, baby merino that I got from Spotlight. I really wanted to start this project straight away. I didn't have any fingering weight yarn in my stash, and I just went to the local Spotlight here. They didn't have too many options for fingering weight wool yarn, so out of the options that they had, I just had to choose these colors. They're not my first choice, especially this brown, but it doesn't matter. This is pretty alright. But the way I wear it mostly, because this is an asymmetrical shawl, the other end is much longer here, and I usually, if I want it really warm, I just tie it up here, so the last bit doesn't really get to show that much. And this is just mainly the first color. So what I'm doing with this second one here is I'm going to use the color I'm using for the end, I'm going to use here. And then this little bees pattern and this filet crochet honeycomb, I'm going to, with this one, I'm going to make with a beautiful pink like this. And then the third color in the middle will be that speckled white. So that's my plan for my next Hotel of Bees shawl. So I can show you these different sections. So this is the wings that I showed you already, and the open honeycomb. Then there's the little bees. These popcorn bobble stitches are bees. And then you get the beautiful honeycomb. More wings. More open honeycomb. More bees. And then smaller honeycomb, filet crochet. Wings again. Open honeycomb. This repeats, but at the end there's a different one. So there's bees, and the end bit is like, oh, how do I show you? Oh, it's the little flowers. if it shows better that way. So little flowers there and a nice simple edging on one end. So that's that. I love that pattern, and that first shawl I made it in a weekend, I think, but I really had a lot of time to crochet on that weekend. So, but yeah, it's you have to count and you have to make sure that you've got all the stitches right, and you have to pay attention to it. But it's really an enjoyable thing to crochet, a project. And maybe, oh, I didn't mention the yarn that I'm using for this. So this beautiful yarn is all from an indie dyer here in Western Australia. I think she's based either in Mandurah or Fremantle. I'm not sure. Maybe she's got her studio in Fremantle or something. But she's called Fisherman's Rib. And the base that I'm using now is Cottage. And it's 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, and 10% nylon. 350 meters in 100 grams. And all these, this beautiful speckled turquoise is called Freckle Face Aqua. Then there is the pink. This one's called Fallen Flowers. And then there's this last one, which is so much fun. It's got like neon yellow speckles and green and pinks. This one was called Sugared Tea Cake. So I love her yarns. I've used them for a couple of shawls before already, and I bought them in Busselton in a lovely little shop called Cotton Rose. It's mostly a fabric shop, and she Tanya, the owner, runs a lot of workshops, courses, classes, and she also has some yarn in there, and she's selling the Fisherman's Rib hand-dyed luxury yarns in there. So that's where I go and get mine, so that I can look at them and feel them and make sure that I love the colors. So yeah, that's a tip for you. And this shawl as well that I was wearing, this is made with the same Fisherman's Rib yarns. This one is her single ply pet base merino, and lovely speckle. Oh yeah, maybe this is not speckled. I don't know what this colorway is like, but not a solid color anyway. This one was called, the colorway was called Cafes and Corner Stores, and I paired it with this beautiful golden color with a little bit of speckle there, black and red speckles. And this one is called Secret Chapel. But yeah, and the pattern is by Adidas Designs here in Australia. The shawl is called Majura, and this is an awesome pattern as well. I was so happy when I stumbled upon Crochet Luna podcast. Claudia is in the US, Southern California, I think, and she's got a crochet podcast as well. I found her somehow when I was looking for crochet podcasts, and she was talking about Adidas Designs and her awesome patterns, and that's how I stumbled across Deanne's designs. So I'm very happy about that. I've made two of these in two different colorways, and I made them both within a week. So it's a really nice, easy crochet project, especially this body part. And then you have to pay a little bit more attention in the edging, but I think this is stunning. It's yeah, the edging really makes it, and yeah, it creates a lot of interest in it. But that's it. I think that's now all of my finished objects and whips. And now we are going to talk about the crochet along that I'm going to announce. So I've been thinking for quite a while now that a crochet along would be fun to organize, but I haven't really figured out the theme for it, or yeah, I just didn't come up with a good enough idea for it. So I haven't acted on it. And also the crochet along, or knit alongs and crochet alongs that I've been following, there's quite a few now going, and I didn't want to crowd that space either, but I think quite a few of them finished at the end of July, so I thought that okay, maybe I can start mine. And last weekend our family went for a little day trip to Margaret River. Went to a lovely chocolate shop. Didn't really do wineries this time because we had the boys in tow, but we went to the chocolate shop and had lunch in a lovely brewery called hey, I forgot. Cheeky Monkey, sorry. Cheeky Monkey. And on the way to Cheeky Monkey, we popped our heads into Gracetown, which is a lovely, lovely little village, a coastal village just outside of Margaret River. And we went there and had a little walk on the beach and started looking at all the seaweed and the little coastal plants and everything on the beach. And I looked at the colors and I thought that, oh, these are beautiful, and started taking photos of them. And then it came to me. I thought that okay, I am going to organize a beach along. And this beach along, how this is going to go. This is of course, because I crochet, I would like people to crochet projects to this beach along, but it's open to knitters and all other yarn crafts as well. And my idea is for you to go to your favorite beach. Can be ocean, sea, river, lake, whatever, but close to some water around you that you like, and take a photo of it. And then go home and match some yarns to that photo, and then make something with it. And it doesn't have to be, you know, anything fancy, but I had a look, and there are apps, free apps that you can download, where you can make color palettes out of the photo, like this one. Or you can just lie down the photo and put the yarns next to it. You don't have to do a fancy color palette like that. Like for example, what I would do. Excuse me, I'm finding my yarns. So here, this is my photo. That's seaweed on the beach. And here's my yarn. So you can do this as well. So that's the idea. And I thought that, okay, we'll start it from today. It's a new month, so we can start it. And I would like that to continue until the summer officially starts here in Australia, which is December. So the crochet along or the beach along will go on from 1st of August till the last day of November, which is, I forgot to check if there's 30 or 31 days, must be 30. Yeah, till the 30th of November this year. Yeah, so go and get some photos and get inspired. And I found a couple of photos for you guys so that you get an idea. It doesn't have to be just greens and blues and sandy colors. So that was the one that I'm using for mine. Then I found like a type of a jellyfish, I guess, that's called blue bottle. So that's something I found there. There's some pretty plants, or you can go all monochrome as well, or then you can of course use your favorite sunset. This is the most beautiful sunset I have ever seen in my life. It was a few years ago in Monkey Maya in Shark Bay here in Western Australia, and the whole air went like fairy floss. It was just all pink. And of course the photos don't do it justice, but you can get an idea of it. So you can do a pink project in a beachalong, or beautiful mangroves, tropical turquoise waters and some flowers. That's in Broome, Western Australia. There's a pink lake in Kalbarri, so there's more pink that you can do. Or maybe you want to do a blue and white Santorini. Have you been to Santorini? Do you love it? You can do a blue and white one. Or red, green and turquoise. This is the red dirt from Broome, Western Australia, with the beautiful, beautiful turquoisey water. Or something a bit different. This is on the beach in the northwest of Western Australia, the Stairway to the Moon. You could get a pretty dramatic project with these colors as well. So some ideas there. So have a think about it. Beautiful sunset, beautiful sunny day. Maybe you find some beautiful shells you want to take a photo of. Plants, seaweed, yeah, whatever. That's the idea anyway. What do you think? Are you excited? Do you think you might take part in it? And what I would like to do is that I will set up 2 threads in my Ravelry group, Strawbs Crochet Corner, and there will be a thread for the finished objects only, and then a chatter thread. And maybe in the chatter thread you can post your beach photos and you know, have a chat with other people about it and see which colors you like and what would work. And in the finished objects thread, I would like you to put a photo of your finished object and the initial picture that you got the inspiration from. So when I'm drawing the prices, I only the pictures, or only the entries with both pictures, the finished object and the initial photo, inspiration photo, only those qualify. So those are the rules. And then the prices. I'm not quite sure yet about the prices, all of them, but there will be beachy in theme, and there might be some yarn. maybe some project bags made by me. Stitch markers. I've started to play a little bit with an idea for beachy stitch markers, and here's what I've done so far. So I went to the beach and I collected some shells and made some progress keepers and stitch markers with it. So all of these had the hole in them naturally, so I could make the stitch markers. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to test these out and see how they last. But these were in my jeans pocket from the beach to our home, and they didn't break, so maybe they will be all right. But I'm going to be doing these for the prizes as well, along with everything else, and I'm thinking that there will be at least 2 prizes, so one for the finished object thread and one for the chatter thread. And let's see further along if there will be more prizes. And if you've got any idea for prizes or want to donate something or whatever, then feel free to get in touch with me. But I guess that might be all for today. And I'm a bit excited and nervous as well. I don't know why, but I feel like I'm talking to a wider audience now that I've started to do this podcast in English. And the Finnish knitting podcasters community feels really warm and fuzzy and friendly and small and like familiar. So I'm not nervous anymore when I'm doing the podcasts, but now when I've decided to widen my horizons, I feel a bit nervous and excited. But I'm hoping that more people find me now. And I would dearly love if you left a comment or thumbs up if you liked it, and yeah, why not even subscribe, so then you know when new episodes come. I don't usually promise anything about the next episode. I'm a bit of a I don't know, I go by the feeling. If I feel like I've got something to show and I feel like recording, then I will do another podcast. But so far it's been anything between 1 week to maybe 3 weeks. So yeah, but I will try and keep these fairly regular anyway. And thank you everybody for watching this. And thank you for all the subscribers and the new and old viewers. And yeah, let me know what you think, and let me know especially about the Beachalong. Are you excited? Because I am. Oh, and I didn't tell you actually. I didn't tell you what I'm going to make. Hey, I didn't have that in my notes, so I forgot. So my plan, I just briefly showed you my yarn. But for this Beachalong, I showed you my photo. So the photo of the, like a purpley or burgundy seaweed on the beach. And my yarn is here. A little bit of that and a little bit of that. I'm going to make the Blur shawl by Adidas Designs out of this yarn. So we'll start with this. This is Fisherman's Rib again. This is actually the same yarn as in this edge here. Then these 3 are from Dingo Dye Works, another great indie dyer based in Perth. So These two are her jumbuck base, single ply. There's Mildred and Robert, and then I've got this. This is Fair Dinkum, and this is a not a single ply, but a twisted merino base. Color is called Boronia. Goes well with my orchids, doesn't it? So them, and then the last one here is again Fisherman's Rib in this beautiful colorway, and it's that single ply base called Etching, and the colorway is called Beethoven's Dalmatian Dark. So that's what I'm going to use, and this color wasn't obviously in the photo. That is my inspiration, but I thought that I can take a little bit of creative freedom in here and add that to it, because I really like the greens and it goes well with that that color there, the winey color. So that is my blur shawl to be. Blur shawl was inspired by the Find Your Fade shawl, and I'll show you a photo of it. This is like the crochet version of it. It's not the same shape or anything, but the idea is that the colors fade into each other. Where can I find? I'm trying to find Deanne's own photo. Yeah, so there's one. So that's the blur shawl. And you can make it in a couple of different sizes, and with the stripes getting wider or narrower towards the end. So I think that's quite pretty, and that's what I'm going to put on my hook probably later today. So I'm really excited to start it, and I want to get cracking with this Beachalong. So okay, that's it for now. I'm not gonna come up with anything else to talk to you about. I will save all of that till the next episode, and yeah, that's it. Time for some tea, maybe lunch, and some crocheting for me. I hope you are having a nice day and you've got a great project with you, and yes, until next time, crochet away. Bye.